Good morning, folks. I figured I would do a little golf course update today. It's been a while, actually. And as you can see, we got a tad bit of rain. So, I want to explain this to you. The last couple days, we were supposed to get a boatload of rain, like half an inch plus, which for right now, this time of year, that's a boatload of rain. And what is it today? It's June. Apple Watch sucks. It's June 29th. So, it's June 29th. We need rain pretty bad, but you can see the roads aren't wet. My truck's barely wet. I had it planned, of course, to wash and detail the truck today after I got done with work, but that's not going to happen. I really don't think I'll need to. So, that's kind of a good thing, I guess. Saves me some time. But with that being said, the weather has been so spotty lately in terms of where we're going to get rain, when we're going to get rain, and in what form we're going to get the rain. Rain, hail, sleet, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. So, well, not necessarily sleet, but it's been pretty frustrating as a superintendent here, knowing when to irrigate, why to irrigate, really, if it's so wet out still, and, when and what day I want to irrigate. So, I'm going to go in this morning. I have to figure out, when I'm going to irrigate again here. The 4th of July is coming up, so I want to make sure that my course looks perfect, which it should, but I just want to figure out what night I want to run irrigation. It costs me about $40 a night to run irrigation, so that has nothing to do with it, though. I don't frankly give a shit about the price of running it, as long as the course looks perfect. It is what it is. But with that being said, without any rain, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to run irrigation here fairly soon. We did get about 2.5 inches on Sunday, so it is now Thursday, and I haven't watered since then. I didn't run Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So now I may be due to run it, but you can see we got no rain, and as the further south we go, there will be no chance of rain, as that was not in the forecast for down there. But at one point yesterday, it was 100% chance of rain here at about 9 o'clock yesterday, even down in Dallas compared to Cameron. So, which is about a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive down south if you're driving fast. So, with that being said, it has just been such a volatile year for irrigation, guessing and not watering too much. And I talked to one of my reps yesterday about getting like a moisture level reader, in layman's terms here, so I can get moisture levels of my greens, and then I will be able to figure out, how long I need to run irrigation, when I need to run it, and how much water I need to put down, which is pretty cool. The only kicker is the price on those is $1,600. I don't know if I want to invest in that this year or if I want to, wait until the following year. But I feel like that would give me a good sense of what, the general average of my greens are and where I want to keep them at, whether it's 12% moisture, 18% moisture, 21, somewhere in there, 21% moisture level on the greens, or, do I want to keep them lower, higher, whatever, and then that'll kind of give me a good judge of what my fairways are at as well, through the greens. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting that. I just feel like it would dial in irrigation so much, and it's so damn expensive, once those nights add up when you're running irrigation. So anytime you get a little chance of rain like this, or even a bigger one like what this rainstorm was supposed to be with severe weather, a threat of hail, a threat of tornadoes, it's pretty frustrating when you don't get any rain. And I'm just I know nobody's perfect, but these computer forecast models have to start being more accurate at some point. So, otherwise, besides the lack of rain and the lack of forecasting here, I would say the course is doing very well. One thing I am disappointed in myself with, and I'll show this morning when I'm mowing tees and fringes, is the fact that I didn't spot spray early for Clover with 2DQ around my fringes. So I have a growth of Clover on some of my fringes that I never had before. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I thought with myself putting down fertilizer on the fringes, granular and liquid fertilizer, I thought that the grass would be able to grow in to a point where I didn't need to, worry about the clover. So I'm a little disappointed with that. I thought it is really thick and growing strong, but I thought it would basically just weed out the clover. But it didn't do that, so I'm a little disappointed with that. Otherwise, my fairways are some of the best they've looked since I bought it. I do, on hole 6, I do have a perennial problem with crabgrass, and I did spray for that last year. I'm not going to spray for it this year. The problem isn't as bad as what it was last year, because I fertilized about 2 to 3 weeks earlier this year compared to last year. And I am going to throw down another granular. I had some fertilizer left over, so I'm going to throw down that second granular app here in the end of July, or the right beginning of April or August. So that should help weed out that crabgrass as well. My fairways are growing in a lot better, so that just doesn't allow some of those weeds to grow, as good as what they could be doing. So I'm pretty happy about that. Other than that, I'm still waiting on a part from MTI, actually a 20-foot section of pipe that was supposed to be in mid-June, and it's not in yet. So I'm really thankful that my irrigation is holding up that well, because it's not in yet. Very strange, huh? Very, very strange. So I have to make a call to them, and I do need to pay my invoice with them too, actually, now that I bring that up. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm still waiting on some irrigation parts to do a full fix on it, but I did some fixing on irrigation heads yesterday, and I only have one area left, one head left that isn't working properly. I've done all the fixes. I just have one head left that I'm going to fix next week. It's a solenoid, and it needs to be fixed. I just haven't had the time to do it. And once it gets fixed, there's no other sprinkler head issues left on the course. I do have one issue with a bleeder valve on hole 7, but that's not a huge issue right now. It's out of the way, so it's the green run's fine. Otherwise, then all the heads on the golf course will be running perfectly. None will be stuck, none will pop up, so everything will be just fine, which is cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. Where was I going here? I've seen, and this is actually a really good discussion, maybe for another time, but just to touch on it here, I believe my golf rounds are up this year. I've seen increased revenue. Now, that could be due to price increases on all my items, but that also could be rounds increases. I believe my rounds have been up this year, which is great. My weekends have been busy. Weekdays have been okay. Wouldn't say great, but okay. But the weekends have definitely made up for it. So I'm kind of excited to see, as the summer goes on, what the revenue difference is going to be from 2022 last year to 2023 this year. I like that stuff. I like dealing with numbers, and I like seeing quantifiable, tangible things. So, and that ram sounded good this morning, isn't it? Very nice. But yeah, so I like that. I like the way that's been trending here. I'm excited to get into July. and see what the numbers are like for July. Other than that, that's a decent start to a golf course update here. Once we get on the course, I'll take some more videos, especially of that Clover and stuff like that. And we'll get moving with the mowing here this morning. Alright, so you guys can see we are mowing tees and fringes, and you can see some clover right there. The LiDAR will work on the phone. You can see the clover that's kind of come in areas. And, I didn't spot spray for that this year. So, especially around the edges of the fringes, along with some of that crabgrass as well. You can see that, especially right there, I didn't have the clover issue last year, but I have the clover issue this year. And it's because I didn't spot spray with 2DQ. I could go out and do it, but at this time of the year, I'm probably not going to do it. It is what it is. Come August, it'll be fine. If I get a hankering, I may go out and do it, and you could also see some of the color differentiations in the grass there is due to my use of progressive growth regulators, that Paclo and T-Nex that I use, and that may just be a little, that could be my sprayer acting up or spraying a tad too much out of one of the nozzles. So, it is what it is, but I'm cutting down my mowing of tees and fringes to 2 days a week, which has saved a ton on time and gas. Greens are still being mowed almost daily, but the growth rate on those has gone down quite a bit. So when you're playing later at night in the evening, they aren't growing as much as what they would without the growth regulator. But again, a great example of the clover here. That really irks me a lot. I'm pretty OCD about that, so to have the clover there is really just pissing me off. And I could take care of it, and I may do it today actually, I don't know. As this video has gone on, my thoughts have been changing, but we'll see. It just depends on how much time I have and what I want to do about it. But overall, though, I'm pretty happy with how the course looks here. I'm a little disappointed in some of the color differentiation because of that growth regulator, but that could just be down to adding more iron when I put the growth regulator down, as in a humic or the main event that I use. When I put that down, it just may need a higher rate, or I just may need to calibrate my sprayer a little bit better, not to leave those heavy marks, as you can see right there. Or it honestly could be because of overspray too. So it is what it is. I'm not overly upset about it. It's basically a horse apiece when it comes down to money, whether to use the growth regulator or not. But for me, it saves myself a lot of time, and that's what I can appreciate about the growth regulators. It's saving me time that I don't have, especially in the spring and fall. So overall, very happy with the product. Not happy about the clover though. As you can see, it's just one less step to perfection. We'll never be able to perfect the golf course, but I'm sure it's well tried. So I may take a mix of 2DQ out here and take care of some of this clover, as it's kind of getting out of control of my life.